I came back to, I guess everybody had a huge privacy breach on Twitch, and so I had to change my password. And they said, well, if you change your password, then it'll change your encoded stream key, and everything might not be like it used to be. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ooh. Wait a minute.
Yeah. And
Dropping a
so,
lot on me right now.
what I really like about that, and hi, folks, I guess we are broadcasting, but to put a pin on all that, you've probably seen The Hobbit, right? The movie, if not
Yeah,
read the book.
I've seen The Hobbit.
Every journey is going and then coming back and then reflecting on, wow, what the fuck just happened? Who am I as a result of this? And I took a creative writing class in college, and they said there are two kind of characters, static and dynamic characters. And you'd think that it would be something deep and philosophical, the difference between them. Like, oh, well, a static character is very one-dimensional. No, the only difference is when the journey is over, a static character doesn't care to wonder if they changed at all. A very, like a Zaf Brannigan kind of character in it doesn't matter how many seasons they go through, they're always going to kind of be the same. Whereas a dynamic character, not only do they go through a change, but they recognize and reflect on the change and how far they've come on their interpersonal journey.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So ultimately, and if you let me tell you real quick, the you in this story that he tells on his website, Channel 101, Dan Harmon is the guy I'm talking about. He tells a story about a guy who's going along, and what's your favorite kind of music, Falcon? Just give me an artist.
Oh, an artist?
Yeah, someone you would listen to on the radio.
Someone I'd listen to on the radio.
Yeah, we'll play it Family Feud style. Give me a song that would come on the radio.
Does that have to be by Imagine Dragons?
It can be Imagine Dragons, yeah. And so, automatically, what you start to do is fill in assumptions about this dude. I haven't told you anything about him, other than that he's in a car, it's raining outside, and he's just blown a tire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say he's on the freeway, but there's not a lot of traffic. And the other thing that right here as a storyteller you get to do, put a pin right here and see that there's a slider. And we get to control the difficulty of the shit we're about to put him through. Does he blow a tire when his car starts flipping down the freeway? No. He just blows a tire and is bummed, and the tire just sighs a depressing, deflating sound as he over to the right side of the road.
Yeah.
But the Imagine Dragons, what are 3 adjectives? You know what an adjective is, right, dude?
An adjective?
Yeah. Describing word.
Yeah.
So, if you know that there's a dude in a car listening to Imagine Dragons, what are 3 adjectives that you can think of to describe him right away? What do you assume? They're giving you nothing other than he knows how to drive.
Ooh, okay.
So the you in this story is fully cemented on what kind of music he was listening to. That's all because I haven't told you what he's wearing. We're going to fill that in after the fact.
Okay. So, sorry, say it one more.
Yeah, so what are 3 adjectives, describing words, that you could use to fill in what you assume about this guy based on the music that you know he's listening to?
Calm. Kind of like an up.
Kind of like what, buddy?
Like an upbeat, happy kind of guy.
Nice.
Ooh. Man, I'm...
All right. So the other thing that I like to do when you break down a character quickly, and this is in Fate, but I think that applies for all writers, is I break a character at the highest level into his demeanor. So you did good. You said he was calm. You might even could say he's chill.
Yeah.
And so then his demeanor is based on how he is dressed. What is his profession? Like, who is he? What job does he perform? What can we judge about the way that he's dressed?
I'd say he's dressed.
But also through the lens of this dude listens to Imagine Dragons. Don't forget that point.
Kind of business.
All right. Business casual.
Maybe like an office 9-to-5 job.
Rock on.
You know?
Yeah. And so this is all important because we've distilled the top point of Dan Harmon's story circle, because your job in any story, even if you don't get through the other points, is to focus on what's the most that guy. It's like, oh, there's Dan or there's Greg, and he's always acting like he is. Because when you first start out, you actually want your character to be one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Because we are going to judge them and empathize with them by going, oh, I know that guy. You don't know shit about this dude. Back the fuck up. You don't know nothing about this guy. But because you showed me 30 seconds of him doing his thing and him being competent at it, we're like, oh man, yeah, he's like bagging groceries like a ninja or whatever he does, having a good day. And in this story, he's like, maybe he's singing along to the music, pounding on the steering wheel. It's just a light rain, but it's just inconvenient enough to be shitty. And then, bam, his tire blows. So the underworld in this, the need now immediately is he needs to get his tire fixed. The go is he has to go outside. That's the underworld for him, because maybe it's a cold, shitty rain, and inside it's warm and nice, and fucking that's where his music is too, right? So, yeah. So he goes outside. But the search is he doesn't quite have all the pieces he thinks he needs, or it takes time. Here's another difficulty slider. It's like, what does he go through? They often call this searching point the road of trials. And he's like, well, he's out in the rain, and maybe it's not raining so hard. So he kind of shrugs and smiles. It's like, oh, it's a sprinkling rain.
Yeah.
But by the time he takes the 5 steps around the back, now it's raining really hard. He's like, well, shit, this isn't fun anymore. Like, I could deal with a little bit of rain. So now... and it's taking time, or maybe here you get to have a montage. You get what that is, right? Like a
montage.
A little, and I liken it to a series of Polaroids thrown down. So it's like a snapshot of this, snapshot of that, and you get to roll for each of them. If this is any game I'm playing, the montage would be, well, roll to get the back of the car open. Well, that's some baby shit. Why would I roll that? Because it's a shitty car and it's really sticking today. Damn it. Okay, fine. Roll to figure out how have you ever changed a tire? Let's look at your profession. You're 9 to 5, so maybe not. Shit, maybe not. Yeah, so you know just enough, but you got to get the tire out, and maybe you're scrawny and it's heavy, so roll to deal with, just wrestle the tire out and not. And if you fail, then it's going to go bouncing down the freeway just a little bit. But if you succeed, then it's fine. And so you realize that in this road to trials area, you really get to mess with them.
Okay.
The bottom point is find, and eventually you find the thing you're looking for. But you tarry here for a minute. For reasons of maybe you're being seduced by a lovely maiden, or your body is just broken and you just can't do anymore. Maybe he really wrestled with that tire, so he's like, hold on. And he's still getting poured on, but he doesn't care. And even though it is just pouring rain, maybe his business suit is just soaked through and you can totally see his nipples now, and he just can't care. He doesn't give a shit because he's that tired. Something has to light a fire under his ass, because as you look at this, or if you've ever played Kerbal Space Program, it's literally also rocket science. He's at his lowest point. He needs something, whether it's magical juice to kick him in the ass, or a picture of his dead grandpa, whatever the thing is that says, come on, buddy, get up and fight again. And that's almost in every story. Like, the hero is defeated for even just a second. He's like, dude. Or maybe the business.
Do this anymore.
Yeah, or he's like, dude, get the fucking tire fixed. You gotta be in by 9 a.m. to rock the Kaspersky case or whatever the fuck, right? It was like, but see, the other thing that he hypothesizes is when we tell a badass story to our friends, hey man, you won't believe what just happened to me. We naturally, as monkeys and orators and tribesmen, we know this formula. It's ingrained into our third eye. And it's as we crank this wheel lightly for people. It's like, man, you won't believe what happened. I was dodging in and out of traffic when all these donuts appeared out of nowhere, and this truck just hit a thing, and then I had to turn on the wipers, and the pink frosting just went everywhere. You know, you just tell it in a kind of cadence and a rhythm that you hit all those points subconsciously, and holy shit, that was a cool story.
Yeah.
And so the return and the change for him is he gets back in the car, and it is that easy in this story. And you can put some difficulty here. If you want to be a real asshole, you think that
slips and falls on getting him.
Well, yeah, he slips and falls. Maybe you think, and this is often where there's a twist. You think that the lowest point was when he was defeated by getting rained on, but maybe it's as simple as the rain lightens up and it gets a little warmer, and he's like, all right, I'll get up. And he gets the tire all fixed, and he closes the back when he realizes the real bottom point of the story is that he locked his damn keys in the car. So then that shifts the whole story down a peg, and he's like, no, this is actually the bottom point. This is, you fucked the Kaspersky case because you were on the side of the road for 3 hours. Like, oh God, what am I doing? And, you know, now the whole story is, and here's the fun thing, and as you look at the wheel that I'll share, and I'm still streaming because I want good conversation, and I want this on the record. But what's fun is, as a story designer, need is across from pay, like a slash, like the Ghostbuster symbol. And they have a lightning connection to each other that you get to control, but the poor sap going through the story doesn't understand. He thought he needed to change his tire. What he really needed was to fuck the Kaspersky case up by not showing up. And he doesn't know he needed that. But kind of like in the beginning of, if you've watched Breaking Bad, he didn't know he needed this kick in the nuts. He didn't know he needed to get fired today. But in getting fired, now we're telling the story of this guy who is going through the freedom of having to find himself just because he fucking blew a tire on the side of the road. Holy shit, things got a little more epic. At each of these points, you have a slider, their difficulty slider, a coolness slider. You get to tweak them like a DJ as the fucking record spins around.
Okay.
So that's why I'm obsessed with all this, because I didn't mention the Dungeons & Dragons or the Fate system at all. This is just high quality cerebral storytelling, and then you can drip it down into whatever rule set that you have to impart it upon. But if you are like, hey man, I want to write a campaign, fuck a campaign, tell one good story, a day in the life of Elfo. But then the other thing is, this thing is a fractal. Do you get what that is?
Explain it.
Well, a fractal is weird because, and you might have seen some online, you look at it, but then when you zoom out, you just see more and more and more of this repeating pattern.
Yeah.
So the 8 gates of telling one good story, and I don't know if you've seen, did you see Maniac on Netflix?
I think I started.
Anytime a Netflix show has just 8 episodes, I wink and go, I know exactly what the fuck they're doing, because they know this. They know this dogma very well. But the nice thing is it scales to per episode, but also per one season if you want. So then, while you go through this minor wheel of pain, the first episode is really the you, and the next episode leans really heavy on the theme of need. And so it repeats that pattern. And if you had to go in front of the heads of the executives and plead your case, you would also ask for 8 seasons.
Yeah.
But if you don't get that, then you can plot this sine wave over, like, well, shit, we only get 4. All right, well then, compress all that. But you know what you're dealing with by dealing with this strange power of 8, and the fact that it is metaphysically goes back into the. Have you heard of Ouroboros?
Ouroboros, I have not.
It's really, there was a whole. For decades, my favorite role-playing company, White Wolf, used it as their logo, but it's the snake eating its own tail.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
As the symbol of infinity, yeah. So then the tattoo I got, I realized that the patterns are totally in there. I mapped it to the seasons. I mapped it to time of day. Um, as you go down and into the underworld and come back. It's like if you had to tell a badass story of some kid, maybe on the last day of school, because then that's just a cool time, and see what he's doing. You'd start the story kind of in the afternoon or high noon, and because that's when the sun is highest, and whatever bullshit shenanigans he goes through, a lot of coming of age stories do this. Just as they're getting back from whatever bullshit the night had in store from them, the sun's coming up. And it's like, dude, Billy's dead, the car's on fire, your dad's wallet was stolen, but we're still alive. And the sun's coming. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know what story that is, but it sounds fucking badass now. Like,
yeah, it does.
And this is that time when you're going through the other gate, because if you divide the circle in half, and this is why they call it an embryo, and Dan Harmon says in step 3, as you go into the underworld, as you go through the first gate and you go down into the water of baptism, that's your movie poster. Whatever the weird world is, because even if you start a story in a gonzo weird place, like maybe it's fucking cartoon silly land, people bashing each other in the balls with hammers, this is where you're normal, because the top of your story is the normal, and it's like, this is the normal? Then what's the underworld? Well, maybe it's corporate hell where nobody, and kind of Monsters Inc. does that. The underworld for the monsters is our world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then what's the weird? And the weird world is whatever you put behind your character on the movie poster. And then the dawn of coming up and out of that is just like, dude,
okay,
we're leaving the weirdness.
Yeah.
One of the things that I would love to do, if you guys ever get a chance, is kind of help lead you through building a campaign together, buffet style, so that you all get a little bit of input, and then letting you guys with those parameters go off and make your own shit. But it's one of the things that I've been doing for a while with folks.
It's like I started.
Say again, buddy. I think you're breaking up.
Sorry, I started like building a campaign for like when the one that I'm doing right, or the one that Solomon's running right now is that one, and like I don't have a story, but it's what I do have is a world. So like I've been like building the world, and then hopefully like I'm hoping.
Well, you were breaking up there pretty bad, but what I thought you were saying was that you decided to build your world by you decided to start your story through the lens of world building.
Yeah.
I don't mind that because it's kind of. Have you ever done any mind mapping?
Real quick, I'm gonna cut you off. Back up.
Well, I think we lost him. How many minutes have we been streaming? This thing says that we've only been going for 18 minutes, and that's pretty good. I haven't dropped the link on all the social medias yet that we're even up, that we're live. But we have been. My rubric for getting this malarkey into the air is normally 20 minutes, and so this is good for me. I had to reset a lot of stuff, but it's important that we're here today, because this is how I decompress. It's free. It's cheap. It really only costs my time and my bandwidth, but allows me to, if no one else, talk to myself and figure out what am I doing, dude? How am I being? Who the hell am I? And then there's a knock. Yeah. One of the things that I got to give a shout out to that's making my life better in general, not that I'm spending too much time on it, but City of Heroes is back. Yeah, man. What kind of world do we live in? City of Heroes is back. Yeah. Let me type all out. All right, so I'm supposed to try and figure out how to link out to some stuff here. Dink, dink. There's a lot of tabs that you got to maneuver when you're trying to promote yourself. It does help that I have 3 monitors. The next thing that I got to do, folks, is get some music going on. This is sad, right? I'm just behind the times. Also, it's going to be hard listing out my music. Maybe I need to do this. Yeah. My little thing that I had a and the number is 8. All right, that's poppy. Let's turn it down a little bit. How are we coming through? This is good. Maybe I can draw to this. So then I gotta remember what the hell I think it's just twitch.com/Incomitatum. To the Discord. And I think tonight what I'm going to do is generate a Discord link so then I can get more friends. We'll try that. Can I link to the voice channel? Instant invite to my voice channel. Oh yeah. It's hidden because it senses that I'm streaming. That's kind of neat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Clap your hands. So yeah, my buddy Falcon, he was calling from his Starbucks job. That was on the front of the episode. Let me click to add a marker. I'll call it Real Start. Dude, here we are, cruising along. I don't play Elite Dangerous as much as I used to, but I often liken running all the things that it takes to make this thing go. Yeah, man. It's often like flying a spaceship. I gotta repaste that. I want the Discord in the outgoing thing. A lot of stuff to click on. What did we say this episode was called? Into the Wild with Incomitatum. Who are you? It's a good way to think about it. Fine. Update information. I don't know. Does it make another episode when we hit update information? Oh, well, we'll have to find out later. Okay. Share art. Shows by friends. Alright, here we go. That's right, folks. This is Into the Night by, with Incomitatum. It's me, Incomitatum. It's all about me right now, apparently. And who the hell am I? And who are you? And this is an important topic because it's often important to ask yourself as you go throughout your day, where am I? What the hell am I doing? What direction is my life going in? Talk therapy with yourself is important. Always trying. I'm very ignorant on such things, but I'm always trying to bring awareness to, what mental gymnastics can we go through to always keep up our own mental health. Falcon might be back. He might not. We're listening to a bunch of stuff on shuffle today. Most of it is by Kevin MacLeod, my trying to encode that onto the thing down here. Properties. Where do I type in my text? Where do I type it? Yeah, I mean, it's great to... Oh, I'm being vexed. Here's what we'll do. We will delete it. Remove. Are you sure you want to remove that? Yeah. Because I'm just gonna copy, paste, duplicate. There we go. You guys should see this moving into place. Because my thingy broke. Yeah, somehow it dropped the text box from that other one, or I just wasn't looking at it right. Oh well. Alright, man, that's the best I can do until I solve my other problem, but I'm not going to let that keep me from streaming. So, yeah. MyNoise.net. Man, that's an amazing app. Let me roll this up on MyNoise, and I'm pretty sure that this breaches some kind of contract, and, you know, I'll just say I'm sorry. But, damn, these sounds are just so great. Japanese Garden is one of my favorites. Let's pause this. I hope you can hear that. Because this is very much in line with the kind of vibe I want to put forth. I do like this. The cicadas are a little too loud. Oh, I'm doing all this on my other monitor. And where's my cool backgrounds? Alright, let's look at this art for a time, right? That's pretty. Let's look at my Pinterest. I put myself out there. Let's go around the social media verse one time. Just to make sure that our posts stuck the way that we wanted them to. Let's edit this post and copy it everywhere. Yeah, I guess we're doing this on the main monitor so everyone can see, huh? Oh well. It's a learning experience. That's what it is. It's all learning. It's the arts gallery. Arts and crafts. I like posting my stuff in everyone's art off-topic channels because it's like, look, I know I have to be a little bit spammy, right? That's a bummer. I'm getting beat boops from the other verse. But I'm going to be doing some art and story. I'm going to be doing some free drawing today. Let's see what other pictures we got. I'm doing stuff on the other monitor. This is amazing. See, all this is very inspiring to me. And it looks like our post stuck. I gotta try my be right back commands to see if they work, man. Yeah, my hydration. So here's where we at. We're at the top of the 30-minute mark. I am streaming out, which is going okay. Let's put this way down here. Yeah. Add a marker there. Looks like I got a viewer too. Or maybe that's me. That's lame. Wah. Anyway, yeah, listen to this awesome nature sound. Watch the puppy, because puppies are great. And, well, where are we? Oh, yeah, let's start by this. Alright, so I gotta go get water. Listen to the nature sounds and the jazz as we sit on the veranda and stare at the train going by in the forest with men hunting the giant nine-horned buffalo. Casually. Herding, I should say herding, not hurting. Trying to get him back in his cage because he fell off the train. Maybe these veterinary services. Man versus nature story. Yeah, there you go. Try to get the nine-horned buffalo back on the train as you eat your avocado toast. Maybe that's what I'll draw. Behind the scenes, I'm restarting, replying, realigning my bullshit, my vision of the future, my way the world goes round. My way the world goes round. In and out. Gonna get Photoshop started. Gonna paint up the thing. Yeah, I told you all I was gonna try and get my art station and my Patreon up and running before I had to go out on the art residency, as I'm calling it, to Arkansas. And that didn't happen. So there's the puppers. We're going to be here a while. I'm going to be talking about my time out in Arkansas. I'm going to maybe take a couple quick pictures of my story journal and upload them in the break time so we can talk about them. Because I did very well. I tried to be clean and calligraphic with my writing. Some of it's awful. But I think for my first incarnation, I'm going to get my... I'm going to recreate that journal in a clean version. And so I want to show you what the not-so-clean version looks like. In fact, I think that I got one image I can contribute to that. My wife is currently playing City of Heroes with my other friend. Invited me to join, but I got to go through this verbal catharsis to figure out what and how and where and when, man. So yeah, when I'm running all this equipment in the room, it gets real warm. I never did do the hydration thing, so I'm gonna pop off. Photoshop is finally starting. This song is almost over. Maybe I'll just get this tab here so I can share some images from my journey, man. Alright, so yeah, this production lurches forward slowly and improvisationally. I had some ideas in mind, but yeah. When I get back, I'll show you one image I took of my journal and maybe a couple more as I'll take some pictures real quick. Thanks for being with me, friends. This is Into the Night with Incomitatum, episode 27. Who are you? Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. I'm grateful that you would join me, even though you probably haven't. I'm still, thrilled to have been recorded at all, having existed. My lowest want is hopefully this strange signal is caught in the buffer of a satellite somewhere for no reason. 1,000 years from now, I lived. But who cares? Alright folks, we're back in this ethereal space. Maybe I need to turn the music down just a little bit. It sounds like I might. Let's mess with that slider. How are the levels looking? Alright, well you can hear me. Looks like it. I'm just a little bit louder than the sing-song crap going on. The Japanese garden is nice. Let's turn the music down just a little bit more. Alright. I hear to my own mix cleanly anyway. So yeah, here we are. I'm drinking some infused lemon water because that's the person I'm turning into, I guess. I've been drinking these water packets in my big water bottle, drinking about 2 gallons of water a day. That's good for you, right? I think so. But, man, I hate water because it's so flavorless. So, I've been putting a couple squeezes of lime juice. You know, man, just trying to flavor it just a little. I told the wife that, she didn't actually want flavored water. She wanted the idea of some water, some flavor in her water. I said, like, she wants to sip water with a big poster of a strawberry behind her. Just, it's over there. It's right there. So, yeah. We'll call this marker flavored water. So yeah, we're back from the break. I'm manipulating Photoshop to get me a new document so I can paint on it casually as we talk. Just sketch and doodle. You're going to always find that I'm very much cerebrally into storycraft, and I'll tell you what, this week since we got back, the time that we've existed here since we got back is... one of reflection when you gotta ask, now that we're back, who are we? But I think that, I said to my friend that if you follow this dogma of the story wheel, the story that we went through by going on sabbatical, by going on this artistic residence and trying to find out who the hell we are, it was not really the story of, it wasn't really our story. It was the story of our car. What the hell do I mean by that? I'm trying to get my stuff working here, and I'll show you. Sometimes it doesn't go like it should, so I'm going to kill Photoshop. Wonderful. And we're going to restart our Wacom shit. If nothing else, we got soft Japanese garden sounds to create to, right? That's what matters. There we go. It's got to be just a hiccup. Fine. We're going to run that one more time. This is the world I live in. My computer's slowly falling apart. My life is slowly falling apart. But I'm going to create something every day, man. There's the hiccup I was hoping would happen. Alright, I think that's right. Press any key to continue. Start Photoshop up directly. With the pen and everything. And because it wasn't too long ago that we killed this process, hopefully it doesn't take too long to restart. We play the waiting game. Here we are. Let's not play the waiting game. While that goes, let me talk about this. So this is just one room. One room. Good Lord. The word room is written right there. So, this is just one page of my journal. It's a comp book that we had lying around in the car. My beautiful wife was actually writing in the front of it, so I decided to, the old me never would have done this. But I decided to flip it upside down, start drawing from the back to the front with no real header or margin. And I tell you what, it was oddly liberating. This is killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Whack 'em. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me today? Of all days, you would do this to me, Whack 'em. I take it as a personal insult. Fucking go. I'm clicking on the thing and it's not going. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? Clicking on the thing and it refuses to go. This is why I need that other hard drive. Again, a thing I was going to do, didn't get to do before I had to go do. Before I had to throw everything in the car and pack up my life like I packed that vacation life like maybe I'm not coming back on purpose. It's like, hey, I want all my arts and craft shit. I want all my... And I didn't take my computer. It's important that I specify that. It's like, I didn't want to be very reachable. I wanted to have a time where I would just reflect. Yeah, wonderful. Wacom tablet properties is not responding. All right. Great. Could you just go? Could you just do as I need you to? Thanks. This is the power of Windows 10. Fuck my life. I just wanted to have this stream and not... Yeah, this is the last problem. And in fact, I have to solve this problem because I don't have to stream. I don't have to do a Twitch stream. Let me see something. I got an idea. Alright, definitely close this. Definitely close that. Do-biddy-do-biddy-do. Run this as an administrator. I'm getting beep boops and dingy dings. That's good, right? Mostly it's MeWe, I think. Yeah, my life is being drawn back into a cyberpunk direction, which, that's a bummer anytime that happens, right? So here's inspirational art for the game that I'm hoping to make called Sojourn. This is just my art director board. Stuff that's inspirational to me. The feel I'm going for. not ripping off other people's stuff, and in fact, it's promoting it. I'm not going to use their art directly. It's just what I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, you got the always spicy Cherry Suicide or Dusk Bunnies. I got programs restarting behind the scenes, so hopefully that goes good. These are a little lewd in some ways, but yeah, these are the girls that I would categorize for that more modern Dusk Bunnies content. People who know me have been thinking, hey man, you should resurrect Dusk Bunnies in some way. And I'm like, oh yeah? And so, I'm thinking of doing that. Calling it Dusk Bunnies Dream City. More. And this is administrative. Yeah. And then this whack-em shit. Whack-em. Run that as administrator. Just run everything as administrator, man. I'm the administrator. It's the administrator. I might have to go get the lace eye. Let's go to Wacom. Wacom in 203. Holy crap, it worked. It just worked. Alright, this came up. I didn't want to have to go get the driver, so maybe I just have to run it as administrator and be real patient. Okay. So long as I can add, you piece of junk. We're almost there, folks. So you get to complain as you go through life. Just don't be a baby. Just, can you complain with a sigh and a smile on your face? New, big thing. If you want to get to know the artistic side of me, I'm very much an illustrator and into Photoshop and digital drawing. Trying to get better at it every day. Today we're starting a new document. I've decided I'm no longer working at 72 DPI as my default because it just makes no sense. So here I live in a world where my resolution is always at least 100 pixels per inch, and thus I know that I'm working at 11 by 17 for my base sketch. Alright. When I start up this version of Photoshop, it likes to steal the attention away a few times. So we're going to set up this pin, and we need a map to monitor 1. Alright, it's not too bad. So now as I click down here on Photoshop, you'll see 1 to 1. Alright, and that's where a lot of people have problems apparently, is this hand-eye coordination required to not look down at the pin anymore and just feel good where you are on the screen like this and just confidently start drawing some shit. So this is feeling good. I remember that the other thing I need to map is these functions. And I come here and I turn my touch strip not into zoom because I don't have as much use for that. I turn it into a keystroke. If I remember, I have to do these backwards. And, yeah, fine. But this controls my brush. And it looks like it's showing you that. That's good. In earlier versions of OBS, that was borked. So, by virtue of patience, trusting technology, and remembering what the hell we're even here to do, I was able to finally get Photoshop working. I was afraid I was going to have to restart my computer because that would have been no bueno. So we're drawing some today, but we're also going to be talking about my journal. And I need to not start up Pandora. I'm going to mute the Japanese garden. Now you can hear it fade out of the mix. And because I finally got this going, and we've been streaming now for almost an hour, and no one has come by, and that's actually okay. We don't pin any emotions on if anyone's actually here to watch us, because that's not what this is about. This is about farting around it. Twitch for me is basically me farting around in my own room, and kind of like having an open door policy. And I'm going to do my thing, whether or not anyone's here. But if a friend does come by, totally like some Mr. Rages, yeah. Then, well, we're gonna put our sweaters on, and we're gonna adjust our caps. We're drawn with a big brobby brush for no reason. But you know, he's gonna say, "Hi, friend." He's gonna say, "How you doing, friendo?" I'm getting a little bit better at proportions. Maybe we need to, do some shit like that. And he's got to put some burgers, because burgers are great, right? Just draw some stuff, man. He's got a knee here, and a leg out like that, because he's saying, "Hey, friend, how's it going, buddy?" He's just sitting on the side of this thing. Yeah, this big. See, you can hear the doggo. We'll texture this thing. There's some leaves. Yeah, bark, 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 little dude. I'm not even gonna go see what he's barking about. There you go. Well, that's where I'm gonna leave things for just a minute. It's getting real hot in the studio. Like I was saying, we go away for a time and we come back and we find that the real story might be how your home changed. You know, how did your hometown change while you were on your journey? How did your physical house change? What if you come home and your house is infested with spiders or overgrown with ivy? Or like us, we actually had a little bit of a pipe burst. And also a shirt got over the vent down here in my studio somehow. And so it was keeping all the cool air from coming in here. So, you know, all these are little changes you got to notice as you take stock of the world around you. That same idea very much goes to one of the things I was trying to grapple with while you're out in nature. Your camp, right, man? I'm gonna go kick that dog lovingly, not too hard. But yeah, man. It's just a crude little camp. If I cared, I could draw it better. But yeah, your tent. Who's around? Yeah, a cute little tent. Not too bad. Anyway, these are just dumb doodles. I gotta go see what the dog's barking at. Get a little bit of a snack. A jetty bar, by the way. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. And, yeah. In the meantime, this is Into the Wild with Incomitatum. Episode 27, apparently. We're talking about who are you? Who am I? I went on a journey and I came back and now I'm different, apparently. Who do I want to be every day when I wake up? Is it dishonest to change your persona just 1%, a little bit every day? Try and be better. Try and be more grateful, more human. It's hard to know. Just trying to work it out, man. Alright, well, no viewers. We're going to take a break. And when we get back, hopefully we'll have a friend to talk to. That's the energy I'm putting out in the universe. Well, this is a pretty song. Like I said, my music program thing. Oh, by the way, we're back. The music program thing isn't working. That feeds the thing that's playing into the thing that's doing. So, yeah. Down here at the bottom of the screen, you're seeing most of the music is Kevin MacLeod. Let's go ahead and just chill out for a minute. Let's go back to the Japanese garden, because that was great. Yeah, you can definitely picture yourself some Legend of Zelda stuff. Some Twilight Princess. I'm going to kind of draw for you the scene I had when I was out there. In fact, yeah, we'll do that a little bit. I had my wooden tree frog out. He was out here and he had some spikes on his back. Big and blobby concept style, man. And that's how we roll around here. Just go, man, we just do it. We need a horizon line. Let's put that right here. And in the foreground, we'll also put a tiki torch. This is pretty much what my reality was for the past 2 weeks. Really blessed that this got to happen. I'll only paint with 2 colors for now. Apparently gray. Don't use the Windows button. Apparently gray and black. So here we go, that's fine. As I talk, stop using that Windows button. Some of the ideas I've had while I was on the road. We listened to some Night Vale. I like the idea of Night Vale. But I think that if I'm a jerk, I didn't like the execution. It seemed a little too silly at times. And that's fine. It's okay. It's allowed to be that. But, you know, I think that I would want to make it a little more X-Files and serious. You know, you can be a... It took itself less seriously than the show Supernatural. You know, they have fun. And back here is just all sorts of trees. The tree line. Oh yeah, and then all this, as I reach around my microphone, is tall grass. Except for to about here, I would say. And then there's a path. So I see automatically I've made this volume of a field. Let's take the intrigue up in this direction, and I'll show you some photos from where I was, so you'll see. No, see, I confused myself. I turned what was trees. Let's come forward one. What was trees, and they can come up here. But I want some clouds, some big poofy clouds. And we'll say they come down here. And to kind of come out from this spot, it's a bullshit thing that artists like to do, is they convince themselves that there's shapes hidden in this stuff they do. So this is kind of my perspective in the intrigue. And in the photos just show you this totally was a thing. But I'm going to put a big old pole here. It's a Stalin hog-like. And that pole is going to have some boxes and dials and stuff on it. In fact, that's fine, but I think I actually want to put it here. It's quite tall. I'll turn these off. Alright, and then I gotta check my stream. So how am I doing? No viewers. Still broadcasting, apparently. Doing good. This is looking nice, though. Indicative of what I was actually... where I was actually staying. So there's another volume here. And in fact, excuse me, you can see some holes in the tree line. And for the sake of fun, we'll put a little bit of a puddle here. Yeah. Let's erase some stuff. Alright. Back down to a small brush. Flip them back over to black. There's this. And these are actual trees. There were 3 trees over here, I remember distinctly. Yeah. So this is good. This is a fine starting piece for me. There was a dial, I remember, and a box. We were looking at it almost head on like that. So there we go. In fact, there was a cord coming from it running into the trees. Whether that was healthy or not, I don't think so, actually, but fine. Alright, see, that's not too bad. I'm going to pause there for a minute. Let's reflect on what we just did. Baby shit doodles, some nursery school stuff. You know, this is the kind of push-ups that you need to do as an artist. This is good enough that I could totally take it to the next step. Turn it into an illustration. I think I closed my other tab. No, here's the tab. It's duplicated. Here's a version of it. See the trees. Tiki torch. Pole. Tall grass. Here's the 3 trees I'm thinking of. I guess there were more. This is me sitting back just inside the canopy of where I was. This is the kind of view I had. So you can see I was underneath there. Guess this is also a video. Beautiful. Guess this is a video. Let's make sure it doesn't have any sound. I might have said some embarrassing shit. In fact, this music goes pretty well with my experience. Come and chill with me, man. Yeah. Let's put a marker here. Call it chill. Cool, man. What are some of these other videos they were trying to load? I guess it's just my foot. A 3-second video of my foot. I don't know if this is a video or just a big picture. Yep, apparently this is a video. So here is where I came out of my stall after doing a tick check. Yeah, that was totally a thing. Got up after enjoying some good medicine and stretching, doing my stretches. my dumbass yoga because I don't even really know any moves. Just, stretching, grabbing onto this. I have a solar panel that I set up here that I was charging my phone on. I was completely off the grid, but I wasn't without the pleasantries of something like Pure Moods to listen to. Anyway, I came around here, and there was a big turkey. Never come across a wild turkey that up close. I'd always at least been in a car, but I'd say 30 meters from me, here to there, down, and he looked at me, and he didn't sound like a cartoon turkey. He sounded actually more like a tree frog. What the hell is that sound? That's why after I'm done picking ticks off of my near-naked body as I'm sitting out here in the shade, no one was going to come up on me. Yeah, I knew I was here completely by myself. Any friend who would come up on me in this space would belie their own existence because they're loud and stompy. So here is my camp. I didn't really go in here much. I would store tools and the oil to my fire pot in here. Let's put a marker here called camp. And, yeah, so I got up, like, what is that sound, and saw him. And I didn't know, but he acted like a giant bumblebee. He noped the hell out. And he flapped his arms so fast, so fervently. And he just lifted up off the ground real slow. Hopefully you can see my mouse. Just up and over the trees. And I didn't know the turkeys could fly. And maybe he didn't know he could fly, but he flapped as hard as he could, just skimming the tops of the trees like a little helicopter. He's like, no, man, he didn't know I was in here whenever he was doing whatever he was in the shadows of these trees here. I'll show you another picture. Is this one also a video? I think this is where I was really seeing this storm cell come together. I was singing hymns and shit. Beautiful time. And put a marker down so I can make this into a highlight. Very beautiful. What else do we got? Not much video. Here's my journal. Just a couple. Here's some more pictures of my camp. These fire pots, big deal to have in your inventory. They kept the bugs away. Here's the backside. People were warning me snakes could be hiding in here. Strange I don't get any viewers at this hour. What party is everybody at tonight that I'm not at? Kind of wonder yourself. You gotta ask yourself that. Alright. Let's go around. Got a couple people saying they'd like to join, but they're preoccupied. Nebel Panda. Nebel Panda. That's a cool name. Joined for just a minute, but didn't join the voice channels. Do you gotta be higher than a... I mean, everybody should be able to talk here. Yeah, everybody can join. So it's not like a friend joined and then couldn't. Looking at my other Discords here, seeing who's thinking about wanting to join. I'll drop this here. Anybody who joins in this early phase of me being a numbnuts. Alright, so we're gonna bounce out for just a minute and join Wobbly Python. No, we're not going to do that. People don't like to just randomly be recorded. Let's go back to drawing. Let's go back to with some music. We say the color of the day is fuchsia. Today's breakfast food is peanut. The color of the day is fuchsia. Let's make it a little more windy. So then what would I do next with this illustration if this was a thing? Well, I'm going to move my microphone to where I'm a little more comfortable drawing. Bash this down. Let's draw over the top of it. Let's make sure you're seeing me. And I'm going to work at 4 pixels. Let's just redraw it. That's all you do. But you redraw it with a little bit more precision and definition. Now here I'm going to make this edge a little gnarly. In fact, I might take some knots out of the wood. And luckily, the Wacom tablet has the feature to be able to flip it over and have an eraser. I want this line to be a little less clean. In fact, we'll be alive that this is close to the ground by putting some taller grasses here. In fact, that gives me a good memory. Something I wrote about in my journal was butterflies on a wood plank. And the butterflies were on this wooden plank near a log, this little dried up puddle. In fact, as watery as most of this is, it's a little grassy as well. And so there were just all these little, and in fact there were so many little light blue butterflies that it looked like they were clams. The wife was freaked out a little bit by it. And I'm not making fun of her, I'm just, stating truthfully that happened. These mossy little forms. In fact, if this is watery, maybe there was only just this much actually in the water. Otherwise, there were all these little slowly fluttering clams. Some of them were up on top of each other. That's how many there were. And I like the idea of this tiki torch here. But first of all, let's zoom in to get full control. And I like to work at 150% a lot of times, not quite 200. Just because the monitor I have is at odd proportions. I'm going to design this up a little bit more. Maybe make it a little more janky, like a candle. Here I'm going to use the power of being able to copy and paste. So, dink, 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 dink. All these are the same. And I'll just come in and delete the edges. Let's make the wind go away just a little. The waterfall sound go away just a little. Bamboo leaves rustling. The garden sound picks up. The birds begin to flutter and cautionary tales of danger. A ninja is on the prowl. See how we cheat, folks? See how art is just lies? Could not use the move tool because of a program error. Thanks, program error. Not sure what just happened. Let's just sketch the rest of this in. But again, we're doing it on its own layer. This to the ground. Do that. And about here, let's say that this is well used, because I actually had to end up using one of my torches, my tiki torches, as a staff when I was hiking. It wasn't lit, and it was hard because as I slogged around, I threatened to spill excess oil out of the torch, but so now that I did that, I actually am going to say I don't like the placement of that tiki torch, and because this is Photoshop, I get to cheat and put it just a little bit over here. Yeah, obscuring this edge. One thing we haven't done, we haven't saved it. We're going to call this Camp Tranquil, because that's what I called my camp. Let's draw on this log a little bit more. Let's draw some. It's not quite a log, it is a wooden post, but draw these rough timbers. Listen to those birds going. See, this is what it was like. I told people that my journey was one where I had the sky as my TV and the birds as my radio, man. I'm going to do a trick of the value here. Let's really sell the dimensionality of that piece of wood. I'm going to try. Yeah, let me never say anything with confidence, man, because who the hell am I, right? I'm going to actually take this, and I want to move the horizon line down a little bit. One of the ways I can do that, and preserve my drawing, is to just do it. So let's put the horizon line right about here. And then in contrast, let's move this here. So everything is just the same as it was, it's just stretched a little. In fact, I can even bring this down a little bit. So it's not so stretched. Okay. And if this is 13, this has got to be 13. There's no, maybe it's 15%. Put these in there, unfold it. It is getting sweltering here in the studio. I guess that's what happens when I stream and draw and have to keep the window shut. Have to keep the door shut so the dog doesn't come in because he's just too cute and too much of a distraction. Alright. We can do the edge around this a little bit. In fact, let's put a couple bigger stones. There's got to be some cross hatching. Because this edge here was actually trampled grass. So it's got to get cross-hatched some. Some of this over here too. I mean, we had actual tall grass here also, though. So it's okay to stay a little sketchy over here. And now I have a tree I want to cut in here. See how I just took my loose doodles earlier, and now I'm gonna try and make something out of them. Divine some kind of shape from them. And yeah, these are gonna be a little cartoon because I don't want to do too much with the edge here. Knotted, neat looking trees. And the other thing that we do by putting this back here is create its own negative space for it. So, you know, should there be a horizon line here? Maybe. And in fact, in this spot back here is where I was watching people try and creep up on me. I would hear them, and I would be able to see them through the trees before they were necessarily turning their heads over to look at me. There's a path back here. In fact, maybe I should indicate that some with these horizontal ruts. Oh yeah, for some reason I've blocked out the shadow of this dumb thing. I shouldn't, because, yeah, it's fine. It helps sell the idea of these ruts, though. Yeah, that might be a thing too. All the grass get bigger and bigger as it goes this way. So. And I think I'll put a hero tree over here. It's just one. Let's go ahead and draw back on here. Fill this in. Like everything that happens in here. 25%. Just doodling another tree. These boughs. This is like, yeah, this is when Bob Ross would be all like, happy little tree, right? Let's put these boughs over here. And it comes out quite a bit. Weirdness do we see? Yeah. In fact, I was saying, yeah, we need a line of grass basically going along that height for sure. So let's come out. No viewers. That's okay. We are streaming for about an hour and a half. This is a drawing I'm working on that I hope to finish in some respect. It's tall grass. I'm gonna come up and get in the way of this big old tree. This grass gets really tall too. It's almost hard to see the path back here. This is just blobby like Vargai would do it. Trying to take some inspiration. See, I'm still working fast and loose. I've really been enjoying Vargai's art. Song is neat. I want to get back to making some music too now that I'm back home. That's the other thing I decided. What's this look like? Not doing too bad. Let's hit save just in case. Uh-oh, something went a little wonky. Oh well. Yeah, let's try to show a little more texture on here. Let's put a big old rock over here. There was a big old tree stump over here that I ran my car over. I wasn't happy. See, we're going to contrast most of this with some horizontal lines, because that's the kind of stuff that has to come off of this. Great, CC Cleaner. How about you get out of my life? You haven't really been a big help. Yeah, when I concentrate, it's harder for me to remember to talk directly into the microphone and not, because I gotta lean my head to the right around the big thing. If I was a professional YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, I would have some stuff, you know, I'd have like one of those floating microphones. Get more crosshatchy over here. Alright. Starting to look good. Starting to look legit. You can just see where you want to fill in some negative space. Just put some tough stuff right here. Put some tough up here. Take a little bit right out there. So this is an ode to Camp Tranquil. A place I got to go. That if I had the power, I would have taken a friend. Let's hit save. Yeah, look at those. Definitely gotta be stealing some colors from here. I don't know if I'm allowed to promote myself in this other group, but I'll do it. Dang it. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Gotta go over to Discord. Grab the thing. And then put the thing in here. I actually want to promote the Twitch over the Discord. So Flarg. Every social media platform is just a little different. That's not what I did. Why does it do this. Alright, let's try it the other way. Oh, I finally did it. Post. And now if I edit it, can I add the Discord? Golly. Gotta push a lot of stuff. Alright. So here we are. In the night. And, yeah, I'm inspired by the time that I got... There's the down Taco Bell sign. I'm inspired by the time I got to spend out in nature. Let's see what other cool pictures we can get out of here. We had a little feast at my camp. You'll see here I was preparing. Pretty good stuff. I'm getting some dinghies. Nice. I'm getting some friends who are liking my stuff. Oh well. It's good to have a little bit of an audience. Pizza, man. I'll tell you all about that. Pizza is great. You want to start talking my religion anytime? We can talk about pizza. Okay, here's my drawer ring. Dialing it back a little more. I need to get a hard edge on this over here. Oh, I wanted to look at the one picture of my camp. And this isn't a bad representation. See how it's all just stringy? It kind of falls over itself. Let's do that. Just some bindi. Showing that this has been pushed over and pushed back. And then how the contrast is the bindi fights itself. And there just really is a casual chaos to it. And then have these other fronds sticking up anti-wise to the bend, fighting, pushing through it. And those that get through, put some little seeds or dots or something on them. And all this in here is really just, in fact I might even go with a half small brush. And just do, amber waves green, man. You know what I'm talking about. Just, what's that like? Is it sufficient? Maybe it overdid it. Maybe that should be done as a detail layer later. Oh well. Yeah, going and doing it now, don't you, boy? Let's go back up to a size 4 brush. And from the camp of art, it says it's not really art if you don't put a bird on it. So, we're going to put a bird on it. Every time this song comes on, it reminds me, here we are at the top of the hour. It's the end of the night show with Incomitatum. It's like, please pause for our call letters. Anyway, there's this pole in there, and it's got some perspective to it. Whatever perspective it has doesn't have to be perfect. It can kind of just be whatever we say it is. Remember, there's this dial here. I want this to be bulbous enough that we can actually see it for what it is. As those birdies go. In fact, there's a panel here. And this is very much Stalinhog-like, where nature is pressing into, the technology is pressing into nature. This is one of those high-paced songs that makes you go, wow, are we on a timer? Like, here, it is a super mega drawing hour. Draw as much as you can. Hurry quick. A little bit of a knife switch for reasons, man. You might not even see this off to the side unless I carve some of this detail in or out of it. Let's put another little lip here. I like the idea of dividing this panel in half. See, it's all just about, and this is why I prefer digital. It's like, oh, we're adding, we're subtracting. There are some times that it feels more like I'm chiseling with black and white than I am, that I'm sculpting with line rather than actually choosing to draw. No, man, this isn't drawing, this is sculpting. And whatever has been done to the top of this is some shameful stuff. Oh, that's right, this came out in a done pipe. Kind of like this. Remember that drops down. And I think there was a big bracket around it too. So probably in a couple places. Knock that out some. So how's it look from afar? Weird, but cool. I'm going to freehand this on another layer so I can feel like I'm getting it right. See, and it needs to actually be more shallow than that. There we go, that's not bad. So far, this is Camp Tranquil. I was listening to Pure Moods. A lot of Ray Lynch. Here we are, just taking it in, aren't we? Let me draw in the edge of these trees better. It's all just a meme, man. This isn't really a tree. This is just a drawing of a thing that looks enough like a tree to trick your brain into thinking it could be. Whoa, that was deep. Well, here's hoping that I draw well enough to trick your brain into thinking that these are actual trees. Give it some volume. You know, I didn't think about it, but I could post my message out on the Heart group. So I think I will. Yeah, you'll see that there are two different kinds of me. There's me, like, meditatively and deliberately drawing. And then there's, like, me havering. And sometimes I can do both. just making some shit up, just talking with a friend. My groups aren't coming up. You know, it's a real bummer when you sit down to do a thing deliberately and then technology gets in your way. That happens to me quite a bit, and that's all. And it also happens to me quite a bit because my rig is ever aging, so I gotta take some allocated funds and go get it. Go get some life breathed into it, man. I want these bows to have some shadows to them. Like 3 layers in this canopy up here. Alright. And stippling can be fun. See it all up on the edge. I mean, is this going to be the best picture I've ever drawn? No. Nope. But it'll be pretty sweet, I hope. We hope. In fact, we can just cut that line back there. Let's merge all these. And let's save it. Don't forget to save, kids. Alright, now I have another tree line that I'm going to freestyle. You'll see where I had the other one, but it's not quite the way I want it. I need it to be more, you know, kind of follow this tiered treeness. In fact, let's cut some light right here. So. And so in that, there's got to be these other shapes that just come out now and then. These are going to be little windows of light. Oh, yeah, that's right. The other thing I wanted to highlight was a fence back here, because that gives a sense of scale. So, that fence would be about this tall. Now, a fence is fine for us to have in here, but see why I'm dropping it back? Because, first of all, I just want the idea of a fence for me to sketch to. And don't try not to take offense to this fence, if you can help it. But this is also the kind of fence that would have, like, that downed log repeating pattern to it. How does that notch go? And then across here, here's barbed wire. And, you know, I belay the reality of this by even showing you the spikes on the wires. You wouldn't be able to see them that far, but I want people to think, hey man, this is the kind of fence you don't mess with. You don't mess with that fence. The fence will bite you. Just fill in the idea of that some more. In fact, maybe we'll have it done. Yeah, I like it. Maybe we'll have a dumb tree coming up here. Something really tall. What do you call it? Like a poplar? I don't know. I don't know as much about trees as I should. But there it is, folks. Another tree. We gotta merge these if we want them to be able to affect one another. So then that's nice, because then this tree can be on the same kind of plane as the other one. I'm gonna delete back up in here, so I like hearing those birds go nuts. We need to give that same kind of cushiony dimensionality here. See how they come down some. crosshatch shadows already baked into it somehow. Alright, man, this is looking pretty good. And this is just the start. I mean, really. We haven't added value or color. I think I need to be me to share. Share. A group. There we go. Nice. So we got this to a nice spot. We've been broadcasting for an hour and 45 minutes, it's telling me. That's nice. I need to cool down, get something to drink, refresh, eat this banana. We'll be back in just a bit. This is Into the Night with Incomitatum. I'm I'm Incomitatum, and we're asking the question, who are you? Who am I? What are we even doing here, man? More like this when I get back. Alright. We're back. I'm back. Everybody's got a back. Unless you were born without a back somehow. That would be really bummer, right? Here's a little bit of what we're doing. I'm kind of drawing my own fantasy version of my camp. Camp Tranquil. I just got back from an artistic residence. One of my patrons gave to me the joy of being on her land for 2 weeks. I came up here with a couple of friends. The very last night, some people actually joined me. A doggo joined me. I mean, it was great. We got a rotisserie chicken here, some strawberries, some pineapple. Stay hydrated. Here's the tapestry that the negative, what do they call that? Reverse tie-dye tapestry I made before we left, and I put eyelets in it. In fact, I need to draw this wind chime. I'm going to draw it a little different, but here's my wife's hand. She did some henna. Here's me. A couple of cousin-in-laws. Beautiful sun. Look at that. In fact, this informs, kind of, I'm going to leave this up here. This informs a little bit of the palette that I'm going to be drawing from. And there's part of my story journal. I'll have to show you more pictures on that. Maybe that needs to be its own episode. So then what am I doing here? I often come back here. I have all these different pin boards for different projects. And, the whole time I was sitting up there on that land, I was really in the headspace of the 2 biggest projects I'm working on now. Please Call Stella and Sojourn. And so this animated style, what I'm drawing tonight is not too far from something that I would like to see be in my fantasy book. Right? Everything's connected, especially in my own head, so yeah, just a little bit more line art. I'm going around checking my social medias. The wife came to me talking about pizzas, because she understands my perfect religion of pizza. She's on the Discord, but a little shy to come in. Other than that, I don't got any friends to talk to. President. Oh, I gotta drop this down in here so that I can see how cool it could be. Alright. Add some clouds. And in fact, okay, so I said about here, I want to see like a toothy, just zooming in, kind of sketch some dumb, like, here's the top of it. Where's this even coming from? Well, you don't know. In fact, if it's above the horizon line, it's got to come like this. Just enough of a gap. And a chain. I'll put another one here. Round off the top. And it's actually hiding a conker. This thing that would blow around and act as a different chimes, right? Like this kind of bamboo human wind chime idea. My instinct is to... I think I'm going to come in here. There. My microphone just fell on my face. I think I'm going to come in here and box this in. So that it feels vignetted just a little bit. And that's important to me, actually. Why did I just erase that line I drew? So I can come back in here and make it a little more precise in some ways and not in others. When you're zoomed out that far, for reasons I don't quite understand, it gets all blobby and I dislike it. Not that much of a warble in the wood. Hold on. right, that was the wife. Ba-ding, getting ding-dings on the social medias. People are liking the idea that I'm broadcasting. But they're not able to join presently. Hey, that's fine, man. People are out there living their lives. I got 0 viewers presently. But that's fine, because you know the other thing is I'm going to syndicate this on YouTube. But yeah, I just made the decision to cut this into it. In fact, yeah, let's put some roughed, chipped. Alright. In fact, I need to clean this line up just a little bit. See how they're encroaching on one another. Alright, so that fences it in a little bit better. I think I like it. I'm going to do on its own there real quick these clouds. Like these billowiness. In fact, you guys need a sense that these clouds are... Not unlike a lava lamp, man. That's fun. How we looking? I got 1 viewer. That's great. I don't know who you are, viewer. I'm blessed that you would even drop into my Twitch for just a second. Say hi if you want. If not, don't let me scare you off. I'm just going to keep drawing. But I'd love to talk to you. And, yeah, there's the link to the Discord and whatever social media method you followed in here. I wouldn't ever mind talking to you. It's always good to have a friend while I talk. So I'm just about to wrap up this illustration in the line art phase. I'm going to add this elaborate wind chime just to give a little more sense of a foreground. I might have to sketch this guy a couple times. And in fact, that nervousness makes me want to put it on its own layer. And that's okay. That's why we're using digital technology. If this weren't digital, then I would be on something like a light box, and I'd end up drawing this whole thing 5 or 6 times. And, you know, that's okay too. I get the idea that these are like hollow bamboo tubes, so they're going to have some of that texture on them. And so right up around that lip, they're going to have. In fact, this one needs to hang down a little bit more. I look over at the OBS, make sure I am broadcasting properly, and I am. That's good to know. Yeah, we might want to put some lashings up here. I don't even really know how these are affixed, but they are. Because I said so. Yeah, we got some groovy music going on. We got some groovy tunes coming around today. And we're about to post the final version of this over on one of our other chats. Hopefully people at home are liking this. I got 2 viewers now. Nope, now I'm down to 0 viewers. The nature of the beast is real fickle, kids. If you're coming here to gain popularity, you're coming here for the wrong reasons. Alright, there's our fun little wind chime. The perspective of it is good enough. I like the idea that it's, you know, some bone or bamboo. Bamboo. Yeah, it's a bamboo. Alright. Here's our sketch layer. We've turned it off. Yeah, this is looking great. I'm going to save it. Check the social medias. That mouse guard trailer was frellin' sweet, man. I tell you what. Really great. No, I should share this out on twitching. Yeah. The other thing I want to fix is I derped out on the top of this pole. So let me come in here. I need this to be, yeah, I can hear the dove cooing. I need there to be just enough. This is where we start to carve in with some thinner lines. Half as thick. See how blobby this whole thing is? Because that's the way we want it. Do you dare try to get that egg off the pole? Who knows? Does the mother come and peck your eyes out forever? Just adding some last second details. Because I'm about to take this thing and call it line art. Lines. I'm going to get as finished with this tonight as I can, but I'm not pushing too hard because the wife has said that there's pizza in my future. So what am I talking about value? I talk about it quite a bit. The first thing I do is I come in here and I start adding big areas of black. And this same black is defining planes of value. In fact, I'm going to come in real fast and loose and dirty with it. But see, the background presently is 50% gray on purpose. That's how I work. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Wife and I were talking what flavors of pizza we were going to have, so yeah. It's important stuff. Turns out I got a viewer. Want to say hi, viewer? It's always glad to have a viewer. And I don't want to scare you off. Feel free to chat here in the sidebar. Follow me. Speak up in the Discord if you want. Or don't say anything at all. I really don't want to scare you off. But yeah, here. So let's go back. Let's review how far we've come. Here's my sketch. Here's the lines. And now I'm adding value. It's real fun to play with value in this way because I get the chance to study kind of what the different choices I make affect how the viewer sees this. Like, as you might see, I'm painting just black right now anyway. Because the value, how I get to fart around with this, is all in the opacity. Let me fill this area in and I'll show you. I know I want these back trees. Oh yeah. And I'm kind of going off of these photos here. So I know I want these trees in the background to be real dark. And whatever I choose for their darkness is going to end up being probably the 75%. It's almost too dark. Yeah, let's do 55. I think I like that. Because see, then I'm going to put it back here. And back here, and back here. As far as how dark this is. In fact, I saw some there and there. Here. So it's not a bad idea to blend these darknesses together. It's going to be too strong presently. I have a problem with one of my arms. My drawing arm. So then that's my other choice. You can see that I'm farting around with these here. Let's get these trees here in the same darkness, almost back up in here. We'll chip out the little elegant parts of this and clean this line up in a minute. I think it's reaching around my microphone that's slowly killing me. Is this better for me? Reach around with my other arm. I guess it's a little bit better. Can you guys hear me okay? I haven't tried this configuration. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for coming on in here, even if you're not. You know, some of you might be watching this after the fact on YouTube. So that makes me happy. I like to start at 50% gray for a couple reasons. First of all, it's good for your eyes contrast. You're going to see here in a minute when I add a couple white areas. So right now everything I've been doing has been darker than 50% gray. Let's just come and blend this edge away. Ah, golly, wrong brush. Let's see how I can take the bottom like that and just blend it out. And then I got these little holes of light that can exist. So even the sky I want to be just a little bit darker than gray. Here I'm going to cheat, because I'm tired of hand painting this. And you can come in here, select, modify, expand. I always have this set to 2. Bam. See, this is if I wanted a real dark sky. Presently I don't, but I do want it just a little darker. say 15%. If I call this value, I want to make this other layer up here for my whites. Do the same thing. Come and pick these. Blap, blap. That one's hard to get. Sometimes it's hard to see where the selector is for this damn icon. In fact, let's change it to a crosshair. I think that got all the parts. We're going to expand this. Make it white. Now that's glaring. Garish. But again, we're going to make it 15%. So that's not too bad. And it's starting to stand up off there. We're going to make it 25%. I'm going to come back down here. Hold on. Alright, I've been told that it is pizza time. So, I'm going to end the stream. I don't have any viewers presently, so I don't feel too bad about that. And this evening I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to have to add some value to the wind chime, all that. But, yeah. It'll go a little bit faster without me streaming and sweating my balls off here in the studio too, because whenever I stream, the computer kicks up to at least 102 degrees. So, this has been... Let me find some music to take us out on. This isn't fine. Or this is fine. So, this has been Into the Wild with Incomitatum. Episode 27. This has been about me, my journey, the things I'm working on. It really just has been an invitation for you to come and get to know me and my quirkiness and the things I'm into. Look at the art that I'm into and inspired by and wanting to make myself. So, thanks for sitting with me while you watch and I draw. You can find me over on Facebook at Andrew Chasen Design. You can find me over on Instagram at Incomitatum. In fact, and I'm also on MeWe as Andrew Chasen and Incomitatum. So, find me over there, say hey, what's up, and check out the finished version of this, hopefully with value, line art, value, and color. Let's walk through what we got so far. Here's my shitty sketch. Let's go over here real quick. Let's go over here. Come on, computer. We're shutting this shit down. Do what I say. Here's a version of my camp. Here we go. Here's a version of my camp from sitting in there. In fact, where's that one picture? Here we go. Here's the pole. Some trees. Real pretty shit. Real nice. Real meditative. In fact, let's just fade the music out. Take a look at that for a minute. Alright, thanks for joining me, folks. You saw here was the camp that I got to have for a couple weeks. Here on the stream I made this half-ass sketch, pseudo from reference, mostly from memory. We did half-ass sketch, did these lines over the top, and then we started to add some value. Thanks for joining me. I'm blessed anytime you guys watch this and validate that I existed, even if just for a moment. So, I have been Incomitatum. Be well, and remember to love one another.